Hi and welcome to another session of advanced readings. This is a technique that we use in spiritualism a lot, and it also inspired me when I had the oracle readings through the Nadi oracles, where our messages were given to me thousands of years in advance, mind-boggling stuff. And also, of course, it's used in when you're using clairvoyance by email reading and sometimes by telephone. You know things before the person calls you. So I'm inspired by this technique and I hope it helps you. There could be a message here for you today. So you'll see me working in blue light for this, because this is how the medium can get close to spirit. We often use a red or blue light in my circle, particularly if you're doing physical or trance work. Anyway, hope you enjoy these sessions.
Okay, I feel I've got to connect with someone who would understand a J name. Actually, I think it's James or Jim that I want to connect with, and I feel it's probably the person receiving the message would probably have that name, or that would be a very significant name to you around your life, whoever it is I'm connecting with here. And I'm being taken back to somebody talking about, it looks like a school setting, more because I've got a big room and it seems to have quite a biggish sort of wooden floored room, and I've got a big grand piano there, and they're talking about someone that could play the piano very well, and the person in the spirit is the person that could play the piano. But I'm confused a bit, because I've got a man that sat down playing the piano, but there's a woman stood by him. And they seem to change. The woman would play, then the man would play. So I seem to have two of them at the same time. The man's a fairly comfortable build. The woman seems to be much slimmer build. And the two of them seem to do this between themselves. They seem to alternate between one playing and one singing perhaps, and the other playing and the other one singing, or one teaching each other. Okay, so they keep sitting down and standing up, sitting down, standing up. So I thought for a minute I was in a teaching environment, which I could be, because I feel as if I've got pupils around me who are learning from us. But I think we've got the two teachers teaching everybody at the same time. And these two would have been a couple, because I feel they would have both been very, very accomplished with what they did. And this person has a strong influence upon you, which I think is the name I'm getting. I think is James or Jim, but I see how we get on. It might sometimes the names don't let them throw you off. The person that is listening to this also does love music, has learnt music in the past, and these may have been teachers of you. There's also something here about classics, like the classic stories from ancient Greece, and there's also the feeling of Shakespeare and learning things like this. So I don't know if you've been to an acting college, or there's something like that with this as well, because excuse me, there's a sort of a sense of high culture. I'm seeing particularly the stories of ancient Rome, and I'm seeing all the classics from the Roman times, and learning from that, and learning from things like the teachings of the ancient Greeks with their plays and things. So this would be significant to you. Now, I feel it's the gentleman of the two that is communicating to me now to say some things, and he's saying that you've done very well in life, and you've moved away from the arts and you're now in business. And I sense he's saying something about, I don't know whether this had something to do with food or drink, possibly even a product like dairy, because I'm seeing something like this, that you've been doing something with a very, practical type of world. This isn't the world of electronics or of IT or anything like that. This is something very down-to-earth business that you've made here. And he's saying that you learnt the music and the arts, but they inspired you to better yourself as a human being, really, because I've got to say that I feel that you've come from nothing, and yet you've made yourself into quite a successful person. But your heart is always with the arts, I want to say. And I feel that you've been a bit of a philanthropist, in that you've helped others to get on, and maybe have helped people with music in particular, with possibly sponsoring bursaries or something like that. So I just feel I want to pass the message on from this couple, with the gentleman being the main spokesperson here. I can't always hear the names, so the names can throw me off sometimes. I think I'm hearing Alan. It feels like Alan that's being tried to give them to me here. Alan. And I don't know if there was also a surname somewhere. They might not go together, but another name that's connected around this. I heard Walters. So I hear Walters. Waters or Walters as being sort of said to me here as well. And I also want to say London and New York. So I don't know if you've been trading between multiple places, including Australia, I want to say, but I feel I've been moving goods around the world, possibly here. So there's sort of import-export feel with your business. And he says to me, just as a little message added onto it, because you've been worrying about your business, because it's taken a hit, I feel, but it's coming back again, and it's taking a while, and one's just got to persevere with it. But I do have to say, I feel you've developed some very good karma from your work with helping people get on in the arts. And I see you going to India, and I particularly see you going to Delhi, and doing something there, and it seems to be more like a leisure thing, actually, to learn about the world and to learn some spiritual work, possibly yoga and things I see in your life, and meditation. So I'm just being given this. This is a very old memory that I'm showing you here from quite a long time back, but these were two people that really set you off in life. And if this is a correct message and you can understand this and it is for you, please put the message in the comments.
So maybe that message was for you, and if it was, please do leave a comment in the comments below on YouTube so that other people can recognize that this is real. I mean, if you look back at some of the older videos, you'll see that some of the most strange and obscure messages have been taken to the letter, and there's been some interesting stories that are developed once a person has made the comment. So leave a comment, and even if the message isn't for you, it's still a good idea to leave a comment, because this helps spirit to connect with us, and maybe get you a message next time.
Now I'm given all sorts of pictures now about Ireland. So the next link is all somehow connected with Ireland, and whoever's listening to this would understand strong Irish connections in the family, because somebody's talking to me about a family group, and we're going way back, first of all, of talking about how the group left Ireland and went to America. They've left Cork and they've gone to New York and other places in America, back in the family tree. But we're going back now. We're talking about the past here and about the family history. So I'm feeling these Irish roots that have moved to America, but there's still roots in Ayr itself, because I feel there's still people there and they're still connected with each other. Because somebody has started to, they're talking to me about that you've been, the person that's received this message would understand that you've been looking up your family tree and trying to trace it back. And you've got back through the American records, and you've got back to some of the Irish records, and you're wanting now to go back and visit Ireland to find out about your family roots. I feel your family roots on your side of the family lies on your mother and grandmother, comes down through an Irish line. So it's following the female line of the family tree, I feel here. And I'm hearing Morny. I don't know if that's a name that makes any sense. It sounds like Morny, or Maud, or Morny, as being a significant link along this tree of somebody I think you might have also known, because I feel your grandmother still has a strong sense of Irishness to her, and would have kept the Irish language in her inflection in her voice, and it had not been watered down by being in America. and she's talking to you about the poetry of W.B. Yeats too. I know because I don't know if that was of interest to you, and that you were inspired by poetry and the literature of Ireland. I want to say here, and I'm seeing Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man and Ulysses and James Joyce's books around you too, because I get the feeling that you are a person that has a good literary understanding of words and things, and are trying to write as well, because I don't know if you're trying to do something where you're planning a screenplay or something about about the people coming from Ireland to America, going through Ellis Island and all this type of thing, because all these sort of pictures are being given to me now, that you would be thinking about writing a screenplay of some sort, a Netflix type thing I'm getting here. So they're giving me the feeling of have a go, keep at it, because you've got the right contacts to be able to get this placed in the right place, and that's the most important part. It's all very well writing it, but I just feel as if you've already got a doorway open for you, and these are mutual connections with Irish links, and there's a Jewish person also involved who's nothing to do with Ireland, but he's also involved in your work in getting this placed. I feel it might be a literary agent or something like that. So it's your grandmother. She seems to be more talking about you than herself. She tells me you wouldn't know how she passed over because you weren't there. But she says you do remember the poetry, the songs of Ireland that she used to sing, and she got you interested very much in the literature that has also now got you interested in your own roots and this story that I feel is being produced to do something with it. And I feel keep going, keep fighting, and you will get what you wish for. There's been a big delay put in the way, there's been a big barrier dropped down in front of you, but don't worry about that. If you can't get over it, get round it. You will find a way to make things connect. Okay, so that's her message.
So I hope that helped, because it's lovely doing this and giving messages to people out there, and I know some of you get very excited by the messages that you get, so thank you for your feedback. And if you do enjoy watching all this, why not come and get a reading at my website, because I've got a team of readers, you know, that are on there 24/7, and there's lots of special deals there at the moment. For example, in the UK, if you're a new customer, you can use our welcome offer and get 29 pence a minute for the first 10 minutes, so you can try a reading for very little. Same with the USA, we've got 59 cents per minute for the first 10 minutes on the welcome offer. So thanks for watching my channel, and do come back and follow us. Click that little bell thingy at the bottom of the page there. We do loads of things here, as well as all these readings. We've got my family involved, we've got all sorts of investigations, we've got my mystic talks, so we're inspired, we got lots of readings, you'll see our stuff with the media and all sorts of things. So keep watching, and keep watching now, because coming up will be the playlist of more videos like this one today, so there could be another message there for you today.